3D printing miniatures. It sucks because you have to place supports. You can either rely on the slicer to put the supports on the model and hope and pray that it works, or you can take the monumental time effort to support it in the way that is proper. But Broken Anvil Miniatures has you covered because their minis are pre-supported. You can buy minis or you can print them at home pre-supported. And I've got 4 different 3D printers to test it out on. So we're gonna print their pre-supported minis and find out how they look. And I'm excited to see how it turns out because it means less work for me! There you are, welcome back. You first heard about Broken Anvil Miniatures from Chris over at Level 52 when we were talking that one time about resin tips. And right up front, it's a Kickstarter, but unlike any other Kickstarter I've talked about on the show before, this is not a 3D printer. These are miniatures that you can either back and purchase, or you can get the STL files and you can print them yourself at home. And what's really great is that the minis are pre-supported. So that means you just load them into your slicer, you put the right resin settings, and you just go. And I'm really excited because, like I said, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different 3D printers, resin-based 3D printers, to try this out on. I've got the Anycubic Photon Mono X. I've got the Prusa SL1. New, I've got the Epax 3D E10 4K. Ooh. And I've got the Phrozen Sonic Mini 4K, a very highly requested machine that people want to see. I'm using Siraya Tech Fast Gray resin in all of them because, well, I just want to be consistent, right? So I've got all of these prints done right now, and I verified that all of the prints completed, which they did. It took at most like 3.5, 4 hours. That's the beauty of resin printing. You just load up the plate and you go and it's just done. So what I need to do is glove up, get the build plates out, and we'll take a look. And we'll look at them before we wash and cure, and then after we wash and cure, and we will find out if pre-supporting minis for a Kickstarter campaign is actually awesome. So gloves and respirator, let's do this. First, the Anycubic Mono X. Oh, wait. Hold on. Resin minis are out. I wore this just because it's a lot of resin stink up here. So, yeah, and I've got the resin off my gloves. There isn't really any on there, but let me grab this. There we go. I've got my Canon R5 with a macro lens. We should be able to get up real close. This is off of the, what is that? The Anycubic Photon Mono X. The detail there is just stunning. Holy cow. That looks fantastic. Even up close, you can see, wow. Geez, that looks great. Look at that. Look at it. Fantastic job by that machine. Wow, that's, look at, so there's all of the pre-supports right there. Well, that was the Photon Mono X. That actually looked pretty good. Now for the Prusa SL1. I think the Prusa SL1 did a great job. These are pre-supported, so the slicer didn't have to add any of these supports. And it looks like it'd be really cool once these are washed up and cured. That's amazing. The detail on that shield is great. It's so good. Oh, look at that. It's perfect. Oh, look at, you can actually see the nick in the blade. Oh, that's fantastic. That's pretty good. Next is the Epax 3D E10 4K. Oh, wow. Look at that mustache. The armor is exquisite. And look at the supports, just making sure the beard is just right. So again, all of those supports was there. So the slicer didn't have to do anything with it. How about back there? How about that guy? Oh, he's got a problem with his armor. You can see a hunk missing from it. It looks like on this side, weapons and such. That's so good. That's fantastic. Last and certainly not least is the Phrozen Sonic Mini 4K. First of all, look at that, right up to the edge. Right up to that edge. Right up to it. Okay, what is that? Oh, wow. Look at that, the supports right there were just enough. Just enough. The detail is fantastic, and those supports are perfect. Oh, wow, look at that. Those are going to be feet. Those are feet right there. That's pretty cool. Well, macro shots of prints fresh out of resin can only show you so much. We got to get these cleaned off and we got to get them cured, and then the real power shines, because then we get to see all of the immaculate detail that went into these, and we'll try taking off some of that supports to see how well it comes off. Let me go put this away, and we'll get the isopropyl alcohol going. The only thing I could find at the store was 70%, so it should work. Just to make sure we keep everything within its own little group, I'm going to do them one at a time. I'm going to start right from left. So these are going to be from the Phrozen Sonic Mini 4K first. The plan is to wash each grouping for 2 minutes, and after done washing, we will put them on the WhamBam Mega Slap Mat just to kind of hold them in place. After I take them off, I will kind of clean up the area just a little bit with isopropyl alcohol. I think that's a good plan. So wash, 2 minutes, go.
Later.
Now that everything is rinsed, what we have to do is switch this over to curing mode, and then we cure what we just rinsed. You can load up so many on this little plate because these are miniatures. You know what I'm gonna do? Hold up. I think what I'm gonna do is still just do one group at a time and space these out so that light gets to them. You know, playing with printers of the resin variety means you should wear gloves, and you just have to watch out, because in manipulating all these things, you might rip or tear a glove, so you gotta put a new one on. These supports are insane. I just had another piece just fall off the support. Wow. Beep, beep, beep. Here we go. Minis from 4 different machines. And here's what made this really, really cool. Here, wait, boy, you can't see any of them, can you? Hold on. So we're done. We're gonna get a closer look, but I really find this inspiring. Yes, it's a Kickstarter, but it's not for a 3D printer. It's for miniatures. It's for miniatures that will be sent to you, or it'll be miniatures that you'll get an STL of and print at home. And what's great is they're pre-supported, which means you just have to get your resin settings right. And I just proved that you could print it on nearly anything, right? I've got 3 different mono machines, and I've got an SL1, which is not a mono machine. I've got some that are 4K, some that are not, some that are tiny, some that are larger. It doesn't matter. Just looking at these, they are amazingly detailed, and anyone who likes miniatures is going to love this, because these are already set in detail, and it's just up to those with paint skills now to make them look amazing. That's pretty cool. Let's take a closer look. That's fantastic. There we go. Look at that, right up there. The supports are just enough to make it print, and then they pop right off. Amazing. Okay, well, what's next? This is the Epax. Here we go. Oh, that's phenomenal. Gotta support that beard. Look at that. This one is glorious. Look at that. Those are cool. That's where the hand would go. Oh, there's that blade where you can see the nicks in it. How about over here? These look to be the frog type. That's going to be the bottom part. That's from the Mono X. Then look at that. The detail there is just fantastic. I love that weapon. Look at that. That little gray spot is rust. This is really cool, and normally I don't like to print with resin because while it gives great great detail. The problem is either my slicer is going to put in way more supports than what is needed, or I can manually place supports, and the problem there is I probably won't add enough, or it'll take me a long time and something will fail, and so I just get frustrated. This though, this is a Kickstarter that includes STLs that are pre-supported, and I just showed on 4 different varying machines on how it works fantastically well. Plus, it's a Kickstarter, so they have stretch goals, but there's one I want you to concentrate on. So I've got it up here, and you can go to the Kickstarter. The link's in the description. Dungeon Delvers, but from Broken Anvil Minis. Scroll down, past the monsters of the deep, past the heroes, and down to stretch goals. Way down, Joel the Geomancer. I kid you not. I got wind of this, and I get to break it to you. I get to show you ahead of time. When this goes live, if the Kickstarter isn't at
15K,
it doesn't matter, because I'm going to show you what this is. And so I'm really excited. I'm going to set it to print. I'm going to go have some dinner, and we'll come back, and we'll see what it looks like.
6 hours later.
Yes, it worked. Okay, we got to get it cleaned. We got to get it cured, and then you're going to see something awesome. I need gloves. Wash. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Just taking a spin. What's that? What's that? Just taking a spin. Here we go. It looks so good. It looks so good. Oh man, this is fantastic. This is amazing. So what I have here is your first look at what you get at the 65K stretch goal. This is This is Joel the Geomancer. Joel the Geomancer. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, he's got glasses. Look at that hair. This is amazing. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Look at that robe in the back, just kicking out, because you got regular Joel right there. Right, you got, let's see if I can do this. You got Joel right there, the Geomancer, and then look at that. He's got a robe. He's got a robe in the back. What? And his spell is that. It is a rock formation high five. I'm not even kidding. That's the stretch goal right there. That is a 15K stretch goal right there. It is Joel the Geomancer. Oh, look at that serious look on his face. That is amazing. That was just printed with the Prusa SL1, the Epax 3D E10 4K mono, and the Phrozen Sonic Mini 4K. And I believe the Photon Mono X has a higher resolution, so I would get even more detail out of those machines, which is just kind of cool to think about. At the 15K stretch goal, I become a playable tabletop miniature. How cool is that? This is fun. I've never had this before. Obviously, let me know if you need Joel the Geomancer printed slightly larger. I happen to have a really big resin machine in that room behind me. But listen, Broken Anvil Miniatures, good people doing something really awesome. Give their Kickstarter serious consideration, because there's a lot of really great stuff that they're offering. If you're into tabletop, D&D, gaming of any kind, and you want some minis, this is the Kickstarter for you. If you have some resin 3D printers and you want to print some of your own and you're a whiz at painting things, I know you're out there, this might be for you as well. Plus, honestly, if they reach their stretch goal of 15K and Joel the Geomancer with the high five spell is released to the world, please print that, paint it, and tag me. I would love to see it. Oh man, but listen, it's late. It's literally 1 o'clock in the morning. I just came back here because I couldn't wait to see it. This is awesome. Well, listen, if you made it this far, you're awesome. A big thanks for watching this far. Don't forget to hug each other more, and from a safe distance, high five.